All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just taking a tour of a historical site. No, we're opening a case file. We're going to be environmental detectives, and our subject is a place where centuries of history are clashing head-on with the modern world. So let's get into it.
And this is really the heart of the mystery, isn't it? I mean, you've got this incredible structure, built for a world of swords and sieges. How in the world does something like that survive the challenges of today? We're talking about tourism, pollution, climate change, a totally different kind of battle.
So our case file is officially open on Panhala Fort. It's this amazing hill fortress in Maharashtra, India. And our mission is basically to conduct a full environmental investigation. We're going to sift through all the clues to figure out the health of this place and what its future might look like.
Okay, so like any good detective, the first thing you have to do is survey the scene. You've got to understand the history, the backstory of your subject before you can even begin to piece the evidence together. So first, we're going to have to travel back in time.
So what exactly is Panhala Fort? Well, it's way more than just a pile of old stones. For almost 1,000 years, this was a super important strategic location, a fortress that stood watch over the plains of Maharashtra. You can just feel the history in its walls.
And what a history! Just look at this timeline. It starts with the Shalahara dynasty, gets taken over by Adil Shah, then conquered by the famous Maratha king Shivaji, and eventually it even came under British rule. I mean, this place has literally seen empires rise and fall. And that incredible legacy is exactly why protecting it is so critical.
All right, we've got the historical background down. Now it's time to leave the archives and head out into the field. See, a fortress isn't just about its walls and gates. It's part of a living, breathing ecosystem. And to really get what's going on, we need to start reading the natural clues.
Think of this table as our environmental detective's toolkit. To really assess Panhala's health, we have to look at the whole picture. We're talking about the plants and animals that live there, the actual shape of the land, the kind of soil it has, the weather patterns, and of course, where it gets its water. Every single one of these is a vital clue.
And now, we get to the most complicated part of any investigation like this. We've looked at the natural state of Panhala. But what happens when you introduce the most unpredictable element of all? Us. People. It's time to follow the trail of the human footprint.
You know, this right here is the central puzzle. Tourism. It's a classic double-edged sword. On one side, it brings in money, helps the local economy, and can even fund the preservation efforts we all want to see. But the flip side, more people means more pollution, a ton more trash, and a huge strain on the environment. Every single heritage site in the world has to walk this tightrope.
So what does that evidence actually look like on the ground? Well, an environmental detective would spot these clues right away. You'd see the trash left by visitors. You'd notice the smog and noise from all the cars driving up the hill. You might find the local water sources are running low. Then there's the soil getting washed away on popular trails, and maybe new buildings popping up without any real plan. These are the fingerprints left all over the crime scene, so to speak.
But hey, this case isn't all doom and gloom. Not at all. Our investigation also turned up some really positive clues, signs that people are fighting back to protect Panhala. So now, let's analyze the response, the signs of sustainability.
And the good news is the response seems to follow a pretty clear three-step plan. First, you start bringing in eco-friendly practices to handle things like waste and water. Second, you set aside protected green zones, areas where nature can just do its thing and recover. And third, you put a real focus on preserving the historical buildings themselves. It's a smart, holistic approach.
And that really gets to the core of it. The goal isn't to just lock the gates and keep everyone out. That's not realistic, and it's not even what we want. The real solution to this whole case is finding that perfect, sustainable balance where history, nature, and people can all thrive together.
So, we've surveyed the scene, we've read the natural clues, we've followed the human footprint, and we've analyzed the response. It's time to wrap this up, to write our final report and lay out the path to preservation. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It says it all. The real mission here isn't just to not damage a place like Panhala Fort. The bigger idea, the goal of sustainable tourism, is to actively make it better, to make sure it's still here for generations and generations to come. And you know, the lessons we've learned from this Panhala investigation can be used anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's a castle, a national park, or some ancient ruin. The rules are always the same. First, understand the environment. Then manage the impact of tourism. Actively work to conserve and protect the area.
educate everyone involved, and always, always shoot for that critical balance. So as we close this case file, I want to leave you with a final question. Just look around your own town, your own community. What local park, what historic building, what natural treasure could use its own environmental detective? The tools are right here. Now it's your turn to start investigating.